I'm very excited about just drinking a little coffee. Um, can't seem to cut the coffee out. I've been drinking it since I was a little girl. Since my grandmother got me kind of stuck on it. But at any rate, I just jumping in here to talk to you about, again, DIY back to basics. I've been talking about this since before the new year. I think I started around August or September, going back to some of the things I used to do and adding on some new things that I've researched. Um, I think sometime last year, I can't remember when it was because I didn't document it. I noticed that my hair has started shedding again. And I was doing everything I thought I could do as far as the blocking the DHT. I was doing the tea rinses, taking the vitamins, using the essential oils, the rosemary, peppermint, castor oil, and um, jojoba oil and other oils to massage my hair, doing the inverted method. Um, and I've talked about that before, where you just hold your head down and you massage and let the blood flow to your hair, trying to find better protective styles. Um, and I've got three things I want to discuss. Some new things that I've been doing since last year that have greatly improved my hair and it's no longer shedding. Um, Number two, some information about the differences between a beautician or a cosmetologist and a trichologist. Because up to that point, when my hair had started shedding again, I didn't know anything about trichology. And I came across it by just going through YouTube channels, and I came across Advanced Trichology Institute. And since I started using, I said, okay, I'm going to try the product and see how it goes. And for one thing, a trichologist, let me start with that information first. And the third thing is what I've been doing to keep my ends from splitting. Because I've been researching, and I want to talk again about, I guess I got four things, but I want to talk again about protective styling. Because I just got a revelation from a master barber, a cosmetologist, and she is a trichologist and has been for over 30 or 40 years. And I did not, she talks about, protective styling. Is it necessary for us to wear protective styles? Um, what are you protecting? And a lot of people say it's the ends, but let me just reiterate some of the things she said. But let me go back to the hair shedding. So I'm gonna drink a little bit more coffee. When my hair was shedding, I started researching again to find out, well, what is it? Because I was taking my Kachava, my collagen peptide, my biotin. Then I realized, out of some research, that there are certain vitamins that you have to have in your system. Because if you don't, it will cause your hair to shed vitamin deficiency. And that goes to trichology, because trichology is the study of what makes your hair grow internally from your scalp. Cosmetologists, basically, when you go to school to become a cosmetologist, you basically study the beauty of the hair and the treatment of the external factors of the scalp. But hair doesn't grow externally, hair grows internally. So if you're concerned about your hair growth and preventing alopecia and all these other things and keeping your edges, then you're concerned about internal growth or trichology. And that's where you need to be. So, at any rate, I started researching and I found out, and I don't think I did bring it. I found out that I was lacking in three essential things, one in particular. And when I went to the doctor and I got my blood tests, I found out that I was low in vitamin D3, K2. Well, actually, D3 is what I was low in. Vitamin K is actually also a vitamin that as we get older, we need to take more of for various reasons. And omega 3 MCT oil is an oil for the heart and also the hair for its internal growth. All of these in combination help the hair, along with drinking water, which is not just for the hair, but also for the skin. Internally. So when I started back to taking vitamin D, and in the beginning of my hair growth, Sanaga, I spent more time in the sun because I was a landscaper. Many of you know that, some of you don't. And I started in 2017. Well, I started back to my natural hair growth in around 2015, 2016, but really 2017 was when I was really getting into it. Well, I spent most of my time in the sun every day in the sun. And in North Carolina, we have more sunshine than we have anything else. So, it stays warmer longer in our state. So I spent a lot of time in the sun and my hair flourished because of what? Vitamin D. And vitamin D gives you energy, it helps your muscle mass, your bone density. Vitamin D and vitamin K in combination are very important vitamins. And if you're not, you can, and a multivitamin may not be giving you enough of vitamin D. But if you go to the doctor and take a simple blood test, you can find out your vitamin deficiencies and what you're deficient in. And when I started taking vitamin D, I think I've been taking it over 6 months now, more than that, longer than that, because it was at the beginning of last year when I discovered these things. Since I've been taking the vitamin D, I've noticed hair loss, the shedding that I was getting has stopped. Now, I still do my tea rinses and everything for the DHT, but it has stopped. And not only did I start taking vitamin D, you guys know that I discovered trichology and what makes the hair grow from the inside. I was already taking my collagen peptide, my biotin, my Kachava that has all the essential minerals and natural ingredients and health things that you're supposed to take on basically practically a daily. I may miss a day or sometime every, but very not often. Okay. So I was taking that on a daily. And then I also upped my protein because hair grows from protein. And since I don't eat a lot of meat, because meat seems to drag me down, um, I eat, I drink, or I take a protein supplement to make sure I get my 50 to 60 grams a day because protein is the body builder and your hair is made of protein. So protein is important. Just putting protein on your hair externally is not enough. You need to take it internally. So I take protein. I have been taking protein down through the years. Um, as a workout regimen and different things like that. So when I discovered Trichology, you guys know that I was taking Vitafusion vitamins, which I do recommend those if that's what you can get. And it is less expensive, about $15 less, maybe a little more, maybe 20, than the vitamins that I take now. Up my vitamins to the Folly Growth Ultimate Hair Formula. Um, and this comes from Advanced Trichology. And I just did a review for them. And of course, it was all excellent points. This just, I can't complain. I've gotten good results from Folly Growth, and I have it on auto ship so I don't run out. I take about 3 of these a day, and I actually put them in my shake as opposed to just, if those of you that don't like swallowing pills, if you have a bullet or a blender and you drink a protein shake, you can blend them up in your shake, and they're powdered pills. So I actually put them in my shake. And on another natural hair, I'll talk about what I do for blood pressure and different things like that, because I just recently found an herb regimen that helps regulate or keep your blood pressure in the normal range. For those of you that are on blood pressure medicine. Then there's the DHT blocker. Now, up to this point, I hadn't been really taking anything that blocked the DHT, and I forgot to get my Saw Palmolive. But I take the DHT blocker from Advanced Trichology, which actually has Saw Palmolive in it. So it has Saw Palmolive, but it doesn't have another blocker called pumpkin seed oil. I just recently discovered pumpkin seed oil. So Saw Palmolive, pumpkin seed oil, let me tell you the difference between the two. Look it up, pumpkin seed oil. Seed oil blocks the DHT. Okay. It helps with, if you're going to use caffeine or whatever, all of this helps. The more the merrier. But pumpkin seed oil blocks the DHT. And Saw Palmolive retards it or keeps it from coming back. So it's one thing to block it, but another thing to keep it from forming again. So Saw Palmolive prevents the molecule from reforming. So you're fighting on both ends. You're blocking what has formed and you're stopping it from coming back. Now, I take this in the morning in my shake. I put 2 of these in the morning in my shake, and at night I take 2 of these, but I also take 3 soft gels of Saw Palmolive and pumpkin seed oil. And pumpkin seed oil is also another oil that I use in my 5 essential oils. Remember, I talked about that before, the 5 essential oils for hair growth. There's rosemary, emu oil, peppermint oil, pumpkin seed oil, and jojoba oil. 5 of them. They used to say jojoba oil is closer to your oil, which is called sebum, from your scalp, but it's actually not. The closest oil to sebum is emu oil. Emu oil. And I use my oils at night. Like last night, I put in it, they're in a dropper, so I just drop a little bit in areas on my scalp, and it kind of spreads out. Sometimes I massage it in, put my bonnet on, and that's it. But during the daytime, which I'm getting ready to use this in a little bit, I just discovered, now I'll tell you what I've always been using, with the trichologist, talking about trichology from Advanced Trichology, Nutra-M Scalp Serum. This is the truth. I started using this when I noticed that I could actually see. Now I can't anymore, but I could see through my scalp because my hair was thinning so in my crown. And I started seeing open areas, and I'm like, and it can sneak up on you. But I started using this last year at the beginning of the year. Um, and I have this on auto ship because, the directions are to use it at night, but I actually use it during the day now, which you don't have to use it at night. I use it because I have natural hair. Because a lot of people that use it at night, those are people that wash their hair on a regular, and I don't because I have natural hair. So African, kinky curly, whatever you want to call it. So I don't wash my hair every day. I wash my hair once a week. Okay. So I use this during the day because I use my oil, my 5 essential oil, which I used to use the oils to massage my hair, but I didn't know about the 5 essential. I was using rosemary. I was using jojoba oil and peppermint, but I wasn't using pumpkin seed oil and emu oil because I didn't know much about them. I was using castor oil, tea tree, and other oils, coconut oil, you know. But the Nutra M scalp serum I use during the day. I put a few drops, definitely around my crown, because this is specifically for the crown. And another thing that the Advanced Trichology just came out with, and they have a whole line of this stuff. And what I specifically use from the line, because they have the shampoo, they have the conditioner, and all of that, they just came out with through research, is hair stem serum. Now, you've heard of hair stem treatments where they inject this into the scalp. Well, this is the hair stem serum. And I noticed when I first started using this, and I have only been using this for a couple of months, I noticed that it tingled, and I was a little concerned that it was tingling. It's not tingling anymore when I first started using it. But the point of this is to boost um, the follicles. It's a follicle boosting um, serum. It smells wonderful. It has sage oil, rosemary oil. Um, it has lavender oil, which I do a lavender oil rinse. It has thyme oil in it. It has tea tree oil, um, cassia extract, and all the things that are essential. It does have an alcohol 440, which is not a bad alcohol for the hair. In other words, it's not a drying out alcohol. And I also saw that alcohol on a product that I didn't get. Probably should have got it because I didn't know it was in this. But it's a product that I saw that cuts drying time. But then I already have a product that cuts drying time because that's what a heat guard is. That a heat resistant, keep your hair from getting too much heat. That's something that you spray on your hair to cut your drying time. Um, this right here, I use in the mornings, and I also use the Nutra M in the mornings. So I use the hair stem serum in the mornings and the Nutra M. And when I started using the hair stem and the Nutra M in the mornings, I noticed even less shedding. even less. Now, naturally, we lose, I thought it was 80 to 150, but it's actually 60 to 80 strands of hair a day. And this brings me to, well, before I get to protective styles, some other things that I use um, for bond repair. I don't really blow dry my hair like that, but if I put any heat on my hair, I use a bond repair mask from Shea Moisture. And there are other bond repairs. There's Olaplex, but Olaplex is a lot more expensive. And to me, for my, I don't use that much heat, but for me, the Shea Moisture is just as effective. Plus, I can use it in my pre-poos. And that's why I like it, because I can use it in my pre-poos. When I do my next hair regimen, I'm planning to exfoliate my scalp. I did not even know that there was such a thing until I heard this interview with this trichologist, master barber, cosmetologist. She said, you exfoliate your skin. You can do the same thing with your scalp. Your scalp is a skin, part of your skin, part of your skin. And the guy was like, well, how do you do that? There are products on the market for exfoliation. And lo and behold, I went to Amazon and I found lines and lines of product for exfoliating your hair. Or you can make it. You can either make it out of salt or make it out of sugar. One or the other. You can actually make an exfoliator for your hair, and it's not necessarily for your hair, but it's for your roots. It's for your scalp to get rid of all the buildup or dead cells. And this helps your hair flourish even more. Look it up, okay? I use the leave-in bonding conditioner from Shea Moisture, and I also have the deep conditioner from Shea Moisture. Now they have a lot of things from that particular line on the bond repair. I just recently started using, and I am going to go back to using my Win. I just haven't ordered it yet. And matter of fact, I might order it in this, but it doesn't. And the reason why I don't use this one that much, co-wash, it's called As I Am. I don't use it that much. It does because it doesn't last as long as my Win does. The Win seems to last a little longer. I guess because it comes out of a pump, and this one bottle, and this one is in a jar. It smells great. Oh. But I recently used this to co-wash, and I loved it. It's not enough in here to last. The next time I do my hair, I probably will use it again since I'm going to exfoliate. But but after that, I'll probably go back to my Husi Wu bar, which is a soap bar. And I did not know that Husi Wu prevents prematuring gray. Not just if you wash your hair with it, but also if you take it internally. And it's just 1 teaspoon. Take it, well, the Chinese people would take it like 3 times a day, but you don't have to take it. I mean, I'm not going to take it 3 times a day. I probably take it once a day on a double dose or something like that, because it's not a whole lot that you have to take. I think it's like 3 milligrams like that, but it's not a whole lot that you have to take. And it comes in a powder form. And I bought it actually for when I was researching it, actually for my pre-poos out the other day, that it prevents premature gray. And also the shampoo bar prevents premature gray. And I'm here to testify, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay. So I don't have a lot of gray because of it. And so I use Just As I Am. Other products I use for like, and I just recently discovered from my girl, from coconuts. Now, you guys know that I use the cocoa custard and it's Main Magic and Coconuts is the company. This stuff is the truth. I basically use this as a weekly maintenance to keep my hair moisturized or to keep the moisture locked in because oils, they don't moisturize, okay, but they lock in moisture. And since I moisturized my hair yesterday, because I shampooed yesterday, well, I co-washed yesterday, moisturized my hair, let it mostly air dry, and then I diffused it with my blow dryer because my hair wet twist outs don't work good on low porosity hair. Not my hair. I don't have the curl pattern for it. So, but my granddaughter does, and her mom does, but I don't have that curl pattern. So, because my curl pattern is the way it is, then my curls basically pop when I let them dry on their own. Use them. I diffuse them, and that's the best way that I can do a wash and go. And I use that. Okay, I use her growth serum when I co-wash or wash my hair, and I come straight out of the shower after I've rinsed it with my lavender and rosemary rinse and black. Um, I'm out of black rice, so I'm ordering that today. But after I've done my rinse and I put my leave-in conditioner, Bond Repair, I put my Cream of Nature Curl Defense in, which curls stay locked. I put this going halfway down my hair shaft. Like I start about right there, and I put this on my ends. This is a detangler. You can also use it on dry hair, and it only takes a little bit. Instead of using those detangling beads and all of that, I use this because it helps seal in moisture and it detangles my hair. Okay. I also use on my ends because I could use my body butter, but I found another butter and I still use my body butter. Like I use it out of the shower, I still use it, that kind of thing. But this is a in repair, a hair in repair, and it's very similar to what I already use, the body butter that I already use. It smells great. It has maru butter in it, mofori butter, um, of course, pomegranate oil, castor oil, lemongrass, lavender, and some other things in it. Some of these oils are repeat oils because they're great trace oils for the hair, like lavender. Lavender is great for the hair, and lemongrass is great for the hair. Um, so this right here, I use on my ends. I take it, put it in the palm of my hand, and I do the praying hands method. Take my hair and just in sections and go all the way down to the ends. And then I just style it after that. Just simple as that. Okay, if I diffuse my hair or use any kind of heat on my hair, and I've had so many different, oh my God, so many different heat protectants. I've had heat protectants with argan oil, all this kind of other stuff. But Chi, I guess it's pronounced Chi, Chii, or Chai, I think it's pronounced Chi, 44 Iron Guard is the best thing going when it comes to thermal protection for me. This is what I use for heat protection. And I spray it. It doesn't take a whole lot, but I spray it kind of generously because my hair can kind of fool you when it comes to thickness. When it's in its wet state, like when my hair is in its wet state, it's real straight. It looks real thin. But then once I start drying it, it just blows up like a balloon. So I want to make sure it gets on every strand. So I kind of use it kind of liberally, but it's great. It cuts down the drying time because what I noticed that I need to do, and one time I didn't do it, but this time I did, is to let my hair air dry for a couple of hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then diffuse it with this. So that's even less heat because it's already pretty much air dried. And I start by kind of at the roots, diffusing the roots, and then I come down the hair shaft. But one thing I don't do, let me see if I can show you guys, is I do not blow past a certain, do not diffuse past a certain area, like toward the end. I do not diffuse the ends. So I try to put as less heat as possible on my ends to prevent any kind of damage on my ends because they've been with me the longest, so they get the most treatments because they've been with you the longest. And I want my ends to stay as curly as possible. So I do not diffuse my ends. So basically, that's everything. Um, and of course, at night, I put my emu mix, my 5 essential oils, and I have just put that in a jar with this because I get tons of them from different products. So I think that's everything I just wanted to discuss with you guys. And the last thing would be protective styles. Now, protective styles, I've tried them. I mean, and they look so great on a lot of women, but I just can't get comfortable with certain protective styles. I can't really get comfortable with wigs. Um, I can't really get comfortable. And this is not to say they're bad, because some people look great in them. Braiding my hair, and that was one thing that the lady was saying. The cosmetologist was saying. She said if you're going to braid your hair, or you're going to do twist, going to do what was she talking about? If you're going to braid your hair, or what is that? What I'm trying to think of, or you're going to knot your hair. What is that called? My God, it just went from me. But if you're going to braid your hair, or rubber band your hair, or put your hair in locks. That's what I'm looking at, locks. She said you lose 60 to 80, and even if you're going to do sew ins and that kind of thing, she said you lose 60 to 80 strands of hair. So as that hair is coming out, where's that hair going to go during your protective style? She said and then you're putting a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on your follicles. And anytime I try to braid my hair from the root, it's just like so tender. I just don't know, the pulling on the scalp. And even when I do it myself, she said no matter how light you do it, even if it's not that tight, she said it's still putting stress on your follicles. And she said as you get older, which I'm getting older, she said eventually it's going to start causing hair loss. And if not hair loss on your scalp, you're going to lose your edges because that's the weakest part of your hair, your edges. You're not going to have any edges. Mhm. And she said, what are you protecting? And a lot of women say, well, I'm protecting my ends. And it even says it online. And I've heard women say, I've heard even a cosmetologist say that a wash and go causes split ends. And I'm like, I've been doing wash for years and I haven't noticed any. I know if I don't have a good trim, um, my hair will tangle more because your hair doesn't grow evenly. So, of course, when you trim your hair after a few months, maybe 6 or 7 months, you're going to need a little trim again because your strands don't grow the same if you want your hair to stay even. But I don't trim my hair for even hair. I trim my hair to prevent knots, to prevent knots. And I don't trim it. Like I don't straighten my hair and then go across the back and like they trim their hair. No, I don't do that. I trim it in sections to prevent knots. So I'm not interested in my hair being even. I'm interested in my hair being healthy as it comes out from my scalp. And then I protect my ends with certain creams or butters. And on a daily maintenance, I protect my hair shaft with certain creams or butters down the hair shaft to keep my hair from splitting down the hair shaft. Because when your hair splits down the hair shaft, that just means that it's dry. And if you're combing it constantly, which I don't comb my hair constantly, and your hair is dry, you're going to cause breakage. Does that make sense? And if you do comb your hair, you need to use a wide tooth comb, wide tooth rubber comb. If you do pick your hair, you need to use a wide tooth pick and just gently lift from the roots. You don't have to go like the beautician does, or just with all your might. You don't have to do that. Everything should be gentle and soft because your hair is an organ of your skin is an organ in of your body. It's the biggest organ that you have. Okay. hmm And if you're using oils and you have an itch, I just take this and I just slightly put it on there, and that's it. And another thing is that saw palmala and the serums that I use, they prevent scalp inflammation. And when you're massaging your scalp, like a lot of people think you should massage it with your fingerprints, and I learned from the trichologist that you actually are supposed to do this. And there's a difference, but you actually are supposed to massage it by moving the whole scalp back and forth like this. That's the way you're actually supposed to massage your scalp. And I didn't know that. Okay, so protective styles are different. Like when I first started researching, in a lot of my research, I found out that a wash and go is a protective style because you're gonna set your hair a certain way. Like my hair is set like this for the weekend. And usually I don't do a style until the weekend. During the week, I usually wear my hair in twist, like I twist it and put it under a cap or something as I go out. But I twist it or I let my twist hang outside of the cap. Um, and I wear twists. The weekend, I blow it out. I mean, diffuse it or style it or let it air dry or whatever on the weekends, and wear a little style just in case I go somewhere or something like that on the weekend. But I'm working during the week, so you know um, that kind of thing. But now they're saying that wash and goes are not protective styles, huh? And I'm here to say they are. They are, because you don't do anything to your ends. Like, my ends are gonna stay like this until I wash my hair again. I'm not gonna take a comb and comb them. I'm just gonna, and I can twist my hair without even messing with my ends like that. So, and put my daily regimen on it. So you can't go for all this stuff that people are talking about on these YouTube channels. Yeah, do what works for you. And what works for me, and has worked for me for years, is the protected style. My hair has grown with the protected style. It is down my back with the protected style of the wash and go. Um, and even though in between I've tried, and trust me, guys, I've tried. I've tried to wear the twists, the add the hair, the crochet, sew in, the wigs, um, the natural wigs. I have tried, but they don't last on me because it's not comfortable. I just don't feel myself in it. I just feel so odd in a full wig or a half wig. I do. So it just depends on what you wear on your head. And even if you're wearing those things, you should still moisturize your own hair. Don't neglect your hair. You're not supposed to sleep in wigs. And if you have braids or twist outs or something like that, keep your hair moisturized. Still wear a silk scarf or silk bonnet at night, or sleep on a silk pillowcase, one or the other. Because the less friction you have, the less breakage you'll have when you take that style out. And I've tried it, the full braids, the braiding the back. I've tried all that stuff, guys. And I don't see any difference in my hair. No. So she was like, "What are you protecting?" They're not necessary. That's what she said. Unless you have lost your hair and this is an alternative as you are growing your hair back. And she said, you can get your hair back if there's no scar tissue or anything like that. You still have follicles underneath your skin, and you can get your hair back. You can get your hair back. I'm going to say this again because I did. If it hasn't been more than 5 years, that hair can come back. And even by some miracle, beyond 5. Because I started with the trichology in early 2025. In early 2025. And 2020 was when I was using other things, but it wasn't as effective. So that means all the way back to 2020, whatever hair follicles I had that had gone dormant in my crown were able to come back again. And they did. I just washed my hair yesterday. And I was looking at my crown and I was like, thank you. And once my hair dried and I looked at my hair and I was like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Because I remember, and a lot of my research is done through prayer and just asking the Lord what to do. Because imagine all this stuff we didn't know about when we first started. We didn't know about co-washing. We didn't know about the 5 essential hair oils. We didn't know about blocking vitamins, DHT blocking vitamins. I didn't. I knew about blocking DHT with caffeine, but I didn't know about like caffeine rinses. But I didn't. Those are temporary blocks. I didn't know there was something that I could take like saw palmala and pumpkin seed. And incidentally, I take those at night. Before I go to bed, I take another omega-3 pill, saw palmala, and pumpkin seed, and my two more of my DHT, because you're supposed to take two in the morning and two at night. Two of these at night before I lay down. I, and they block that hormone. Okay. And as you get older, you lose estrogen. So estrogen is what prevents the DHT. So you have to have something else to prevent the DHT. Now they're coming out with estrogen shots or estrogen. Women can take estrogen now internally to help them, overcome mood swings. Well, to help me overcome mood swings, I actually take ashwagandha, which is an herb. Ashwagandha, and I take an adrenal support herb. And I take that ashwagandha and spirulina. I put it in my shake in the morning. It is a calming. Some people take, you know, um, CBD now, oils or stuff like that. I take ashwagandha. I take spirulina, and I take an adrenal support. hmm An adrenal support. And it really helps in staying calm. Uh, it's a natural way to peel off stress and that kind of thing. It's really good. And I have hawthorn tea. Um, Also, that's a blood pressure reliever. Chamomile tea. It's really good. I'm in the teas. I have another herb that I take for blood pressure, but instead of making it a tea, because I can't make it a tea, I just take it and put about a half of a teaspoon in my drink in the morning and just blend it in. Because it doesn't matter whether I take it that way or make it a tea. I just take the straight up herb. Um, in those teas, hawthorn. What I was going to say, there's another tea. I was drinking rosemary tea, but I'm out right now. But there's another tea that I take. Let me see. It's not hawthorn tea. Let me look at it real quick, guys. But there's another tea that I actually take, and I'm trying to find because I'm reselling on Amazon, and Amazon girl, when it comes to searching through the stores for them, because I order them like monthly from Amazon. I'm trying to find that tea. I drink the hawthorn tea. Um, and as far as that cream of nature pure honey, um, define shrinkage defense. I get that on Amazon because that is so hard now to find in the beauty supply stores. And I don't know why. They sell everything else, cream of nature, but that. And trust me, if you can't find it in the beauty supply store, then it's great for your hair. Because a lot of that stuff that they have in those beauty stores is not good for you. Hibiscus tea. And I use hibiscus in my pre-poos. Hibiscus is a moisturizing herb. It helps moisture. Keep when I've been using hibiscus for years. I mean, for years on my hair. I've been using it for years. So that's hibiscus tea. But a lot of that stuff, like their oils, mm-mm, they're not. You're not buying tea tree oil because tea tree oil smells like tea tree oil. When you pick those oils up, they all smell the same. They smell like some grease fat. Mm-mm. That Jamaican oil. Mm-mm. Don't buy that. It's cheap, but it's not the real deal. The vitamin D, the whatever they have, the peppermint oils. Now, what I will buy sometimes in there is the cocoa butter or the shea butter, just in the blocks. The cocoa butter, the shea butter, um, the black soap bar, or the shea butter, cocoa butter, or the coconut uh, oil in the blocks. Sometimes I'll buy that. But there's a store out here, Roses, that sells that stuff, um, to make my own body butter. Because those are my base oils for my own butter, plus mango butter. I have to buy that through mango butter, and the other butters I have to buy through Amazon because they don't have that. But a lot of that stuff up in there, mm-mm. I do go to the beauty supply to buy barrettes and stuff like that for my granddaughters, or lip gloss or something like that, maybe some earrings, and a bonnet for my head, some rollers or something like that, Barbie pins. But I very rarely, or the cream press, if I'm going to do um, a straight press on my hair, straight, not stringy straight, but just a harder press, straighter than a blow dry, then I'll go and get the cream press because they do have a nice cream press that I like, which I could order from Amazon too, probably would be cheaper. But other than that, mm-mm, no, no, because a lot of the products that they have are not for our hair, even though they say, and if you notice, they don't have a lot of co-washes up in there. They might have just I am. I don't know. Last time I was in there, the beauty supply around my house didn't have it. I didn't see it. I wasn't really looking for it either, though, to tell the truth. But that's about it, guys. I'm just going on and on, drinking my coffee. I want you to have a wonderful day today. Um, Pray if you're going to church. If you're not, still pray. Have a great day today. Um, love each other. I may be coming back later on today because I haven't done my broadcast on What is Money in a while. And it's because I've been so busy with the business, and I've got to stop doing that. I've got to set time to the side to talk to you guys about wealth and prosperity and what it really means. Okay. And these are things that I used to teach on when we were pastoring. A lot of people did not embrace it. Matter of fact, I don't know anyone that has really embraced it. Because nowadays people don't want leadership. Leadership means mentorship. A lot of times, and it doesn't mean you're becoming exactly like your leader, but it means that you're taking the principles that are being taught by either a teacher or an instructor or something like that. You're taking those principles that are taught even in life, and you're applying it to your life, being led by the Holy Spirit, according to your own personality. I've got a book called School of the Prophets. And basically, that book talks about, or the purpose of that book is to teach people about the different personalities of people, that not everybody, but some people that are in the prophetic ministry or in ministry, period. Because God works with what He created, which is you in your unique, specific self. Isn't that great? Like, you don't need everybody's attention. You just need to be your unique, specific self. And if you get in situations and you find that you cannot be that, then those situations are toxic for you. hmm And I think when an environment becomes toxic, that's when it starts affecting you mentally, and that's when you need to leave it. Yep. So love you guys, and have a great rest of your day. I've already been long. I wasn't planning on being here a complete hour. So remember, DIY is back to basic, all about that natural hair. And again, this is Dr. Linda Scott, and I'll see you on the next broadcast.